Kostnice, Dalmekia Empire.
The finest silks from the master weavers of Randalar. Come, feel its softness.
Chocobo
Skip
steaks,
to your
chocobo
wife.
sausage, all from greens-fed farm birds. None of the old courses you'll find elsewhere. Here, take a bite.
We're in Dalmekia now. Somehow.
I've got peppers and peas, beans and beets. If it goes in a pot, I've got the lot.
Calmatives, curatives, restoratives, unguents,
Look all you like,
ointments,
sir.
poultices.
It's all fresh.
Calmatives,
Pick this
curatives,
very morning.
restoratives, unguents, ointments, poultices. Calmatives, curatives, restoratives.
Still scared about the officials.
Unguents, ointments, poultices. Might I interest you in a potion, milady? Perhaps a soothing salve to ease the aches of the road? I'm sorry. I wish you well, but may the mothers guide you. Calmatives, curatives, restoratives. Unguents, ointments, poultices. Calmatives, curatives, restoratives.
We are here on a mission, clearly. Wait, give me time to process things first, please. 5 years later! What? Year of the Realm, 878.
It's good to see you, Sid.
What?
What have we learned?
I look old. Hey, my brand.
The bearers are locked up in an old courthouse on the edge of town. And I hardly need tell you who is there to make sure they stay that way.
Kupka's private guard.
It's a trap. And not a very good one at that.
Another? What does he hope to gain from this?
I'll have the captives free before nightfall.
You do nothing of the sort. Our comrades didn't give their lives for you to get your throat slit in a god's forsaken slum.
So those in the courthouse should be left to suffer.
That's not what I said. I simply meant it doesn't have to be you who frees them. Damn it all. You're as stubborn as the old Sid was.
He's using his name in honor of him. Because Sid is a symbol of the rebellion.
Just don't say I didn't warn you. You're Sid now, and if anything happens to him, we're finished.
What on earth happened in the past 5 years? I got old. Older. I'm not old yet, but oh no. Hold on!
Please, we don't know anything. You have to believe us. We'd help you if we could.
But you're helping us already.
The captives.
Forgive him, my lord. He did not mean to offend.
Quiet, you!
No sign of Hugo.
I'll wager he thinks as highly of his minions' traps as we do.
Then this should be easy.
Don't hurt us. I beg of you.
Quiet means quiet, branded scum.
Jill doesn't look like she aged that much. Five years. 13.
It's going to be all right.
13. I'm over 30 now.
I'm here to even the odds. Any objections?
It's him, the outlaw.
Sid's here.
I have lightning powers.
Come on!
You guys should be small fry.
Summon the others! The bearers?
Safe.
We're on the lookout for Hugo. Probably as revenge for Sid because the hideaway was destroyed by Hugo. I feel like I had so many things I wanted to say, but they never gave me a break, so I'm like, wow, hold on. I remember it. Let's get to this first. The power of thunder. Clive has claimed a portion of the icon Rama's essence. Attuning with Rama not only changes the elemental aspect of Clive's magic spells, but also allows access to several new iconic abilities such as Thunderstorm, which rains levin bolts down on all nearby enemies, knocking them back. Oh my goodness. Rama's feat, F-E-A-T. Rama's iconic feat Blind Justice can be used to launch a barrage of ball lightning at up to 9 targets determined by locking onto them. The lightning will temporarily remain affixed to a target and can be ignited by striking it.
Sid dies here!
Let's try it. Got you all, I think. Wait, what? How do you start doing the thing? Okay, maybe one thing at a time. Thunderstorm. Exact. Wait, just do it. Okay. Aim, and then a slow animation to actually do the thing. Wait, this just targets them. I gotta attack them. Pile drive. The resistance clearly has still been going on though. That's why that guy was like, you can't die because you're Sid now, and Sid is a symbol of hope.
The outlaw's in here! Bring me his head!
We have a reputation now as an outlaw.
How many are there?
What happened after the Mothercrystal fell?
Titan sends his regards.
Titan sends his regards! Like Sid said, it'll get worse before it gets better. I think that's exactly what we're looking at. More?
Enough of this! Let him play with the kitten!
They brought a pet.
You'll pay for what you've done, Sid.
Those things are fast.
We'll have to be faster.
We're clearly... Oh, that's not fast. Oh, no. You're not that fast. In fact, I wouldn't say you're fast at all. Cancel, okay. Now to cycle through the icon abilities, because there's no back and forth. You really only go forward one way. So we have to, you know what I mean? Like if I want to go from lightning to wind, I have to click twice, as opposed to one time backwards. You want to throw something at me? No, because it doesn't have any projectiles. Republican War Panther. The war has still been going on. Not sure if anything political has changed, shifted. Clearly, we've been targeting Hugo. Not sure if anything new happened with the... Oh, I forgot about this. With the Fallen or that Ultima thing. It seems like Clive never saw Joshua either. He's still been in the shadows. He won't reveal himself to us. For whatever reason. have a lot of questions. Let's wait till we get a slower spot. Lightning shard. Any other kittens want to play?
To hell with this!
They'll tell Hugo.
Let them. There's been more than enough bloodshed for one day.
Murderer. All of our friends are dead because of you.
What?
Do you hear me? They used us as bait. Bait to lure you out of your stinking hole, all because you couldn't just let things be.
What are you even doing here? We never asked to be saved. Did you think we'd thank you? They'll never forgive us. We're all marked now.
For 5 years we fought to secure a better life for our kind. To see that we are treated as equals. Do you not want that?
What we want is to be left alone. Every time you show your faces, it is we who suffer.
It's all right. I'm sorry.
I understand the reaction, though.
Just leave us be. This is our home, and this is where we'll stay.
Sid told us this wouldn't be easy. They'll come round.
If you say so.
We should go.
Not really the time to be wondering about it, but I wonder if we've made any progress in our relationship. Okay, wow. Alright. We are in Dalmekia, right? It doesn't say where we are, actually. The hideaway. Central storm, deadlands. Amongst the unfading remnants of ambitions, long forgotten, do Clive and his companions forge a path to a better tomorrow. We go back. Those people, those bearers were angry because their immediate life has gotten worse. Because if they just listen and do their bearer slave things, they would at least still be alive and they'd be suffering, but they'd be alive. But because Clive and Jill are still trying to put on this resistance thing, well, when you resist, they punish you harder. And they're killing bearers now. And so bearers are angry, and they're directing that anger at us, thinking if you weren't doing anything, then we wouldn't be getting killed. So I get it, but man, do you really want to just be a slave forever? It's... Ben Numir, Central Storm.
That night 5 years ago, we destroyed what for many was a symbol of hope. For a reason they'll never know. We cannot blame them for thinking us the cause of their misery. Though it's to give them a better tomorrow, they see only that we've made their lives harder today. Yet the boil must be lanced if it is to heal.
I can't help but wonder if we've made the right choice.
When Sid said that he wanted to create a world where we were free. Free to choose our own path. I honestly don't think it mattered to him if that choice was right or wrong. Only that it was our own.
I miss him.
A world where we can live and die as equals. That's what he wanted. What we want. And that's why I bear his name. It's why we've all chosen to bear his legacy. And I'm not going to let anything stand in our way.
Rides over, lovebirds. Home, sweet home.
Has this place always been flooded? Ooh, it's a new hideaway? On the water. Oh boy, can you imagine the amount of tomes waiting for us? Oh.
Otto was asking after you. Let's go and see him.
He made it.
Never a dull moment.
We have a different hideaway now. Clive's chambers. It's bigger. It's bigger. Wow. So much has happened. I don't know where to start.
Last I saw, he was in the mess, as always.
The mess. The mess. Oh, just walk around the whole place. Everything that we had before is gone.
Welcome back, Sid.
But we rebuilt.
Finish with that log so we can call it a morning.
Almost done.
The resistance doesn't die. I wonder if this place is deadlands as well. Can people use magic here? It might actually be more convenient if we can. Yeah, because I think the important thing is having the choice to choose whether you want to use magic or not, right? But the previous place was, I believe, you could not use magic. I think it's okay if they want to do it for themselves.
Otto will want to know what happened in Kostnice. I expect he'll be in the mess.
Yeah. It's all elevated on a second platform. Who would have thought? I'm top dog now. Oh, I thought Jill was coming with me. No? Okay.
Look, it's Sid.
Staying long this time?
Boarding deck. We could look around or... yeah, let's just talk to Otto first.
Clive. Is everything all right?
Some people still know I'm Clive. Keeper of the stores. Previous people know. But I think this is smart. Because... yeah, just like what happened with the actual Sid. If he dies and then everyone loses hope, that's a really big blow for morale. Nectar! You made it out okay too! You're wondering what this new board behind me is, aren't you? All in good time, my furless friend. All in good time. Alright. Maybe some additional missions and stuff? There's some X's.
There you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sends his thanks.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the map room.
Still can't work that one out? There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
Maybe she doesn't want to be around people.
Have you finished sorting those reports yet?
Finished? I ain't started. Been busy enough with my own work.
You're pulling my leg, aren't you? Otto's gonna skin me alive.
These people, I think the boy was from our old place.
All operations are suspended until further notice.
Yes, Captain. I'll let the others know.
We've got a lot of new people now. It has been 5 years. I imagine there's been losses, but there's also been new additions. Vivian. Hello. Do I know you?
I'd trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life, and none was especially memorable. So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well then. Shall we start with the state of the realm? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But the real question is, how did we get here?
Give me an info dump. What's changed?
Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures.
Who is that?
But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash.
Waloed.
And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less aether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins.
What?
The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran.
Iron Kingdom.
Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
Oh, the Iron Kingdom's off in the coast by itself. Beyond the coast.
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we shall consider ourselves even.
Even? Right.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves. Tell him it was, adequate.
Tomes is okay.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
I feel like that map would have been so much more helpful if they showed it near the beginning. Just knowing, oh, Sambrek is here, Waloed is here, Dalmekia is here, Iron Kingdom is off to the side. That would have been so much more helpful in visualizing everything.
Ah, my favorite pupil.
Hello, Vivian. Who are you?
One would think.
My role was abundantly clear by now. I offer you and yours the guiding light of knowledge, that of matters military and political, both past and present, that it might illuminate your way ahead. For it is only by understanding what has come before that one might steer one's way toward a brighter future. Your role, meanwhile, is to ensure that I remain furnished with as much information on the state of the realm as your people can muster, in order that I might continue to appraise the dispositions of the great nations and those who rule them. And of course, to pay attention during my lectures. It would not do to appoint the storied Ninetales as your tutor, only to disregard her expert advice. She's like, we're employing her, she's a historian-ish? She's keeping track of what's happening here? Well, she's really a way for the player to know what's happening 5 years later. Can I ask how you came to the hideaway?
I admit.
When I took on my professor's bonnet and began teaching at the University of Canver, I did not think for a moment that I would one day count Sid the Outlaw among my pupils. But nor did I imagine that my fellow educators would have designs on my life, and we both know how that ended. Has it been a year already? Such is the peril of an overly inquisitive mind, I suppose. One is wont to uncover which others would go to great lengths to ensure remained hidden. Were it not for you and our mutual friend having come to the rescue, my curiosity would likely have proved fatal. But instead, I was not only saved, but granted a new lease of life, as personal tutor to a band of outlaws no less.
A far more reputable fellowship
than anything in the academic world, I assure you. We need someone like this around here, someone who's helping us plan out strategic stuff. Can you teach me about the Crystalline Dominion?
My beloved homeland.
The crossroads of Valisthea, where one only has to stroll the streets to hear news from every far-flung corner of the realm. Its Mothercrystal yields more shards than any other, and its lands even now remain untouched by the Blight. It is a blessed country, indeed.
Or at least, it was.
Until Sanbreque elected to invade and establish a new holy capital upon Twinside's heretofore neutral shores. It pains me to see the land I loved so changed, and even more to know that I did not predict it. I knew that Emperor Sylvester had designs on the Dominion, but to abandon Oriflamme, the seat of the Holy Empire since its inception, seemed too audacious a move even for him. Okay, so the important thing about what's happening now is that
I do wish our lawsman would consider acquiring some more contemporary volumes. I tire of the classics.
We will look into that for you. The important thing seems to be that Oriflamme used to be Sanbreque's capital, probably because it was strategically placed next to the Mothercrystal Drake's head. But now, because of the whole aether flooding thing, and just because they want to invade and conquest people in general, they've moved down to the south and have taken over the other one. The other Mothercrystal? Oops, not a screenshot. Yeah, it's not very obvious looking at what's happening over here. There is a hole. Is this the Mothercrystal? There's like a rock jutting out here, but there is one here too. So I'm kind of hesitant to say that, yeah, this one is gone. That one was extremely weird shaped. And the Blight. Oh. This is Deadlands. It's Blight, isn't it? It's moved a little bit more inshore. Waloed. Holy crap, this entire Ash continent. Half of it is gone. Yup. Things have certainly changed. A history of Valisthean jurisprudence. The Continental Accord. The signing of the Continental Accord marks the beginning of the modern era of Valisthea. Where the realm once had been riven by hatred and mistrust, the Accord built bridges affecting many of the areas of realm-wide cooperation that persist to this day. The shared currency, shared calendar, and common system of bearer ownership chief among its epoch-making achievements. Wow, common slaves. Alas, in the years since the Accord signing, many of these old rifts have reopened. It is for us to follow in the steps of our forebears and wholeheartedly endeavor to usher in a new age of peace and unity. Fat chance. Fat chance. Now we go... Yes, tomes! I was looking for you anyway. It's been so long since I've talked to you and looked at the stuff. Clive Rosfield. After Sid fell and his hideaway was reduced to rubble at the hands of Hugo Kupka, Clive took on both his predecessor's name and role, becoming the second Sid the Outlaw and leader of the re-established resistance. Together with the other survivors and their new recruits, he continues Sid's mission to emancipate bearers and rid the realm of Mothercrystals. I thought there were 2. Were there more than 2? The Hideaway, established under the leadership of Clive Rosfield, who took on the title of Sid after his former leader's passing, and Titan's destruction of the old Hideaway. Here, a community of like-minded individuals from across the realm has gathered to build a place where people can live and die on their own terms. Like its predecessor, it's built within fallen ruins deep within the deadlands of Central Storm. Right, so it is still deadlands. Decidedly unlike its predecessor, however, it is located in the center of a lake, Ben-Numir, across whose waters any invading enemy can easily be spotted long before their arrival. Yes, but it also means that if anything happened, you wouldn't be able to escape. So it's a double-edged sword. Vivian Ninetails, scholar and strategist who makes her home in the Hideaway, analyzing every shred of information that comes in from the wider world in order to divine the dispositions of the realm's armies and those who lead them. She offers her insights to Clive that he might better understand the lay of the land. The moniker Ninetails, of which she herself is fond, was gifted her by her fellow scholars in recognition of her ability to speak at length on almost any subject. Oh, like tales as in stories? 9 tales.
Everyone seems so happy to see us. It's good to be home.
I have some questions about Jill. Yeah, stemming back from what happened at the Mothercrystal 5 years ago. Does Jill have good control over her own icon? We've only seen her prime one time, and we don't know under what kind of circumstances. Was she being forced to? Because last time, in the very beginning, when she was threatened with a little girl, she wanted to prime, but she couldn't. And I wonder about this because I feel like we've seen 1 or 2 situations where I feel like she should have primed because, for example, Clive seemed like he was injured or he needed help, but she didn't. And maybe that's for story reasons.
Sid?
Hi. Maybe because back in the Mothercrystal incident, Sid had to come save me and all that, but I just wonder if she even can, if she wanted to. And I also wonder, Sid's name is well known now as an outlaw, but what about Jill? Do people know about Jill? People here know about me, Clive. But I can't use my real name because my real name is a little bit too sensitive, considering I am from Rosaria and all that. And it's good to have a common name anyway, if, you know, God forbid, later on something happens to me. Someone else should take up the mantle and become a new Sid. And that's how we have the hope carry forward. Hi, are you a different bard?
As hither yon dance autumn winds atop the rotten pier. Of Sid's return the faithful sing across the blighted mere.
Ben-Numir. The blighted mere. Tomes is over there.
Have we any more knuckle pies?
Oh, sadly not. Molly used the last of the chocobo in the stew.
Oh my gosh. We're eating chocobos? Everyone has a name. Aspiring writer. I remember someone back in the hideout, the old one, was learning how to read and stuff. I wonder if it was her. To marinate yard chocobo. Prepare hen by draining blood and removing both head and feet. Offal, particularly the head and liver, should be set aside for later use. Stir into a deep bowl watered wine, preferably of the red variety, honey, salt, pepper, nutmeg, and any other seasonal savory herbs if you so desire. Add to the bowl the dressed bird and let lay in a dark room for a single turn of the sun. Break the breastbone and ready your force meat thusly. Chop together the heart and liver of the chocobo, oh my god, and mix it with a crumb of a stale barm and pepio, or kupo, nuts, soaked in boiled cream, beaten mace, and as much thyme as will lie on a gill penny, and fill the bird, but not overly so. Lard the breast with boar bacon, and spit the bird, tying it at both ends that the force meat not spill into the coals. Roast until skin is golden brown, taking care to baste regularly with drippings. Kenneth. I was not aware we eat chocobo. I don't know if I wanted to know that. Okay.
Does that one have blood on it?
What can I get you, Sid?
Oh, wow. Buy a round for the hall, 10k gil, maybe later on. Hi. Hi, Maeve. How are you?
How am I getting on? Ah, about as well as you'd expect of a barmaid pouring sour ale for penniless outlaws in the middle of the deadlands. And it'd be worse than that if Molly here didn't make the best stew this side of Stone here, even if it is mostly just yesterday's leavings. Don't tell her you heard that from me, though.
I will order a drink later.
Oh, keep your mug handy.
We have important things to do. Karen?
And what can I do for you?
How has the past 5 years been? Has it really been 5 years since we left the old place? How time flies.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
We were all waiting to treat Sid to a hero's welcome when Kupka's lot turned up. Not that we knew it was them. They just poured in like a plague of rats, cutting down anyone and anything that stood in their way. Blood and bodies everywhere there was, and a voice crying out for Sid to save us in the midst of it all. I'll never forget those cries, try as I might.
You're our leader now, Clive.
Promise me you won't let anything like that happen again. Promise me that come what may, Sid will save us. I think if Sid knew what happened, he would be heartbroken. In a way, I'm glad, but I feel like even if he did know that was happening, he wouldn't have gone back. Because what he's working towards is the greater thing here, the eventual freedom of all bearers across the world, and going back specifically to save that one hideout. In the long term, that just wasn't the call. How's the hideout?
Well, you won't hear me complaining.
It's even roomier than the old one was. Got my own stores, my little counter. And thanks to you lot fighting the good fight, plenty of demand for me wares.
The only drawback
is the constant bloody racket. If it's not Doris and Otto barking their orders, it's Blackthorn and Bardolph banging away day and night.
Still,
if a pain in the ear holds the price I have to pay to be Sid the Outlaw's partner in crime, I'd say I've got myself a bargain. Do you have...
then?
You don't have any new stuff. It's been 5 years, man! No new stuff still? Really? Elixir. Instantly restores all HP. Whoa, it's expensive! That's really expensive, to the point that I don't even know if I want to buy it. Do we just have more potions? I can only afford 2. Well, before I sell stuff. I can sell stuff. I have a lot of stuff I can sell. But I don't want to... Like Invictus, that's my dad's sword. I don't want to sell that. Coral sword. We can sell all this stuff, though. Yeah. But it sells for less than 1,000.
I reckon I can find a buyer.
Is there even a point in bothering to sell this? Feel like no.
You got out else? I reckon I can find a buyer.
Yeah, the Media stuff is better.
You got that much.
Still been wearing all that.
I reckon I can find a buyer.
I think these ones I might keep. Yeah, these. Oh yeah, I should equip that. And then some ingredients are... They give a good bit of money. And then some stuff is just for selling, right? Like the gill bug we had before. Never sold any of those. Goblin coin. Can be traded for gil. Economists are wont to argue that the currency-based commerce is a cornerstone of civilization. If true, this coin would suggest that goblins are far more civilized than humankind gives them credit for. Or perhaps that humankind is rather less civilized than we presumed. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Wait, so can I sell this? Is it just for selling? I think so.
I'll be thankful you got that much.
I got 10 gilbug, yes.
You got out else?
Okay, so having seen that we can get more money like this, maybe it's okay to perhaps buy a round for the haul or buy 1 elixir. 1 elixir? We could. Or maybe we can just... hold up.
I don't know. Perhaps I should just have Blackthorn make me a new one.
Hey, Goots.
Clive! You're back! You didn't happen to run out of potions while you're away, did you? We've a fine selection of tonics and tinctures. Perhaps you'd be interested in some new gear.
I don't even know what the word you're trying to say is. It's okay, man. Just speak. Speak like a person to me. Hi.
Clive.
How have you been in the past 5 years?
You've forgotten already? Because I haven't.
It was a right pain in the arse getting this place into shape, especially with the mess we were in. Not that it was anything new for those of us who put the old hideaway together.
Still.
That don't mean I intended on doing it again. Man, a few words. How's the hideaway, the new one?
Things here ain't too bad.
I suppose. I've got a decent hammer, a decent anvil, an apprentice that knows his hammer from his cock. Oh, and the furnace is alright and all. Thanks to old Sid's bellows. The gods only know how I'd keep the coals hot enough out here. On the mere without them. Not with blight crystals, that's for sure.
Nah.
I reckon you won't find a forge like this one anywhere else in the Twins, and I count myself lucky to work it. Thanks for keeping me on. You need anything? You give us a shout. Yeah, see, this guy, we talked about it in the very beginning. He doesn't have a brand on his cheek, but his forehead, the left side of his forehead looks like there's a marking, and I wonder if maybe he got branded there instead, and then he like burnt it off or something? I don't know, or maybe it's just a marking.
What do you want?
Levin bolt. Levin bolt. From heaven on high, far did his bolt fall to deliver justice. Right now? Yeah, it's better.
No scratches, alright?
And then this stuff, I don't think. It's worse. Everything is worse still. Levin bolt. I cannot reinforce the Levin bolt. Because it's a purple sword?
Fine.
Your apprentice?
If you told me you could fire a forge without a crystal or a bearer before I came here, I'd have taken you for a madman. But no, here it is. The secret's in the bellows, you know. They're Master Sid's own design. The other Master Sid.
Are we moving towards a world without magic? Trying to find other ways to get the same stuff done.
Have you been to the toll? I hear a new shipment's just arrived.
Oh, no. I still owe her for the hairpin I bought my wife.
She sells hairpins? Karen? Clive. Ooh. Wall of memories. My room. Feels a bit wrong that I have such a big room. I guess it's needed tactically, or something. What do we got here? The Oath. Created the day Clive pledged his allegiance to Sid, this crystal shard transfixed with twin daggers is a powerful reminder of a promise made, a friendship forged, and a legacy inherited. That's all I have for now. So we come back here from time to time and we'll find new stuff? Okay, yeah, that's it. We just have one. That's... Vivian? Goblin coin. Where's everyone else staying? I wonder where Jill's staying. Karen's toll. Hey, there was a door behind the blacksmith, huh? Does this go to Karen? Off limits, that means you! Okay, never mind. We can go check out the place around. Let's visit homes first. Oh! Yeah, maybe I want to try a little bit of practicing with the new skills, huh? There's the stone. Got a big room now.
Old Tome said the hideaway is built inside an airship. Said it was called the Invincible.
That sounds like he probably learned that somewhere. He didn't just make it up. The ship was actually called the Invincible. The Sins of Zemeckis, An Illustrated History of the Twins, Volume 4. Tales of the Founder, Mort d'Olivier. Mort is death? Or something? I don't remember. Oh wow, we got way more books than before. Simon's Treasury of Knowledge, Volume Ye 11th. Ye Treasury of Beastes. Ye seas which gird about ye land of Valisthea on all sides, doth churn most frothily with diverse and deadly creatures. Among these are beasts more prodigious in size than entire islands, yet customarily as placid as ye very doldrum. Okay, some of this I'm exaggerating, but some of it I actually just don't know what it is. Let's see. Ye seas which gird about ye land of Valisthea on all sides, doth churn most frothy with diverse and deadly creatures. Among these are beasts more prodigious in size than the entire islands, yet customarily as placid as ye very doldrums? Yet lo, when they do awaken, towering waves are driven forth, like in proportion to great mountains. Yet people of ye outer seas, in which these creatures dwell, doth live in great terror of ye writhing isles, as certain chroniclers make record of their being known. Was talking about gigantic beasts that are bigger than entire islands. That's big. Hi, Tomes.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive. You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
On Gods and Men, a leather-bound tome containing the findings of one Anaximander of Canver, a renowned theologian who spent most of his life chronicling Valisthea's diverse religious history.
Ready? Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts. Would that I could do the same, but alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for such indulgence, either in words or tarts. That said, I have continued my search for mention of the creature you encountered at Drake's Head, but without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates, see if they can't furnish you with more books.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones. Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the whims of a tired old historian.
Well, knowledge is power.
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
Excuse me?
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one so young. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them, however well they hide it. Titan took much from us that night, from some more than others, and the wounds that remain, they are not quick to heal.
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day. Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
I'm already surprised that so many of the people we regularly interacted with in the old hideaway are still here. Surprising amount. Harpocrates, Karen, the Blacksmith, Otto, Gav.
My knowledge is yours.
How have you been the past 5 years?
It has been difficult, certainly.
When Titan visited his wrath upon us on that dreadful night, we lost much. He robbed us not only of our home and our loved ones, but of that which Sid fought fiercest to preserve, our hope. Hope that we might never have found again had you not taken his name and become our light in the darkness.
Had you not led us here?
To Benumir and the Invincible, where, among the ghosts of the fallen, our journey can continue. Here, in the belly of a leviathan untouched by the passing of 1,000 years, does our hope burn brighter than ever, and here may it burn for 1,000 more. But the bearers don't want to join us. How is the new hideaway?
Look around you.
While it is a far cry from the Imperial Library in Oriflamme, in 5 short years, we have amassed more volumes than most men or women might hope to see in their lifetime. No longer are the tales they contain hidden away from all but the privileged. We have liberated them, that they may fill the minds of all who hunger for knowledge.
Still,
there is much more out there, and as long as I draw breath, I shall continue to gather what I can.
Why?
One day, a chronicle of your own adventures might even grace these shelves, or failing that, the floor. I hope people write about us as people who succeeded. Can you tell me more about the twins, Tet and Crow?
I still remember.
The day I first met Tet and Crow, chasing their father about the hideaway one moment, clinging to their mother's kirtle the next. The twins' love for their parents was something to behold, so fierce and pure. When they passed, I feared the void they left in the children's lives could never be filled. Neither spoke nor smiled for years, hiding themselves away here in the shelves to bury their sorrows in the leaves of these tomes.
And thank goodness they did.
For I believe the stories provided a welcome distraction, as over time their pain faded, and now they laugh and frolic as they once did, if not with more vigor. They remind us that no matter how deep our wounds, we all have the capacity to heal. And that happiness lost may be found again. Children, I think, are especially resilient, so I'm glad to see that they are recovering.
I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them.
What happens if we get higher levels? We get even more entries? Extant encyclopedia.
Now this, I believe you will find most interesting.
The Continental Accord, we just read about it, an international pact made at the dawn of the present era, in which such matters such as the treatment of bearers and the establishment of a realm-wide currency were laid out. Formed the basis of much of Valisthean society as it stands today, including branding of bearers and their status as non-persons. Wow, okay. I thought they were slaves. No, they're property. They're not even people. It also put into place universal calendar, marking a symbolic fresh start for mankind. That's why the year count is so low, it's still 800-ish. And it is a start where magic users are put at a crippling disadvantage. Yup. Valisthea, a realm comprising the twin continents of Storm and Ash, over which the Mothercrystals stand timeless vigil. Timeless until Sid and his disciples commence their campaign to bring each one, starting with Drake's Head, crashing down, spreading chaos and confusion throughout the great cities and nations of Valisthea. Ooh, there are 2 continents, but I think there's more than 2 Mothercrystals. Drake's Head, Drake's Spine, Drake's Breath, was it? I remember Drake's Breath was the one that my dad talked about. Okay, the founder. Fear and uncertainty reigned in those early years following the sins of Dalmekia. Not wanting to further incur the wrath of the heavens, the few who survived the fall took to wandering the land, spurning magic and staying to the shadows, and so they lived for decades. One man, however, grew tired of this life, if it could be called that, and after bidding his companions farewell, climbed a grassy knoll overlooking a forest of beech and alder. Here, he gathered a pile of rubble and used it to build a humble shelter in which he spent the night. The next morning, however, instead of abandoning his work, as was his people's wont, he gathered more rocks, adding to the structure until the shelter had become a shack. This he continued for days, weeks, until the shack had become a home. At first, Those few wanderers who passed the knoll would shun him, cursing the man under their breaths for his hubris. But as his estate grew, and one building became 2, and 2 3, the people began to slow their steps, and it was not long before some took to joining him on that knoll. Gathering stones, building new lives, new destinies. This they did, without magics or machines, without boon or blessing. They relied on naught but their hands, their backs, their wills, and each other. And slowly house gave way to village, village to town, and town to nation. The man would one day die, as all men do, but those who remained continued his legacy, expanded upon it. And though his name was eventually forgotten, his spirit lives on to this day in the hearts of all Rosarians. Oh. A Rosarian thing, the founder. The mystery of the realm. Oh, our flag. Does our flag have something to do with the founder? A symbol of the founder?
You wish to study the tomes?
Interesting. Yeah, let's see here. Sid the Outlaw, leader of the faction believed responsible for the shattering of Drake's head in 873. With a single act of infamy, Sid's name quickly spread to the four corners of Valisthea and beyond. Victor, friend of Sid's and later Clive's, who gives an ever-attentive vigil on the comings and goings in Dalmekia from his hometown of Kostnice. Kostnice, town located in the rugged northern reaches of the Dalmekian Empire. Republic. Though it was once a thriving trading post, the coming of the Blight has served to both discourage travelers as well as drive off longtime residents. All that now remain are refugees fleeing from elsewhere, the black marketeers who prey upon them, and barely enough soldiers to keep the peace, or rather, to pretend when they're not being bribed to look the other way. Dalmekia doesn't sound like they're doing great. Medicine girl? Orphan girl who pays for her bread by making and selling medicines? She has her own entry, really? Okay, if you say so. The Men of the Rock, Hugo Kupka's personal guard. On his orders, they ruthlessly gutted and destroyed Sid's original hideaway. For killing Benedicta. Wait, the brutal beheading of Benedicta Harmon. I know Hugo got the box. The box was Benedicta's head, but when we saw Benedicta, she was not beheaded. Hugo thinks that Sid is the one who beheaded her and sent the box over? But that's somebody else then, right? It's gotta be. Sid wouldn't have done that, because he actually likes Benedicta too. And now that I've taken on Sid's name, some of that anger must be directed at me too. Okay, the fall of the hideaway. Assault. Yup. Safe haven is now gone. All destroyed. Many of the people and the bearers freed were slain. Mysteries of the realm. Heart of the Mothercrystal. The brightly shining convolution of shards that sits at the center of each Mothercrystal. When a heart shatters, so too does the mountain around it. Since time immemorial, sanctuaries have been built around the hearts for the worship and protection of these irreplaceable treasures. We just destroyed it. Inner Sanctum, sacred chambers in which the hearts of the Mothercrystals are enshrined. Believed to have been created before the time of the Fallen, they retain a portentous air even now, long after mankind has forgotten their significance. Ethereal tolerance. Ability to resist the effects of ethereal exposure. This is higher in dominance and bearers, allowing them to survive concentrations of ether that would turn any human who lacks their gift. Some animals, including chocobos, also have a natural resistance, which is one of the reasons why the birds are so beloved across the twins. To the point that we eat them? Crystal. Black market crystals. Though the penalties for illicit trade in crystal are severe, with demand far outstripping supply, many still dabble in the black market. Well, yeah, because it's so important here. Magic barriers. Oh, Joshua, what did you do? He took him in. He took Ultima in, and I don't even know what that means. All I know is that Joshua there, he seemed really in control of his powers. Like, he clearly had an advanced understanding of everything. Some dominants have the ability to call upon a part of their Eikon's power to summon a ward, a nigh-impervious barrier that no magic nor matter can cross. However, its maintenance requires a continuous channeling of ether through the summoner's flesh, taking a heavy toll upon them. The larger the barrier, the greater the burden. We don't know what Joshua's doing, but clearly he wants to protect Clive. Mark Grace. Yes, it's the same dude! Clearly. Dominant of the Phoenix and former heir to the ducal throne, Joshua was thought to have died at the hands of the second Icon of Fire during the disaster at Phoenix Gate. However, he is very much alive, traveling the realm even now, his true identity hidden by a heavy cowl and an assumed name, that of Lord Margrace. But then 13 years ago, because he was a kid 13 years ago, the hooded figure that we saw before, was that also Joshua or was that someone else? Because if it was Joshua, maybe that's time traveling, like a different Joshua from the future? I don't know what the rules of this realm are right now, so I don't know if that's a thing. That seems like it's getting kind of crazy though, so I would lean towards thinking that's not the case. But then we need some way to explain the hooded man. Is it just somebody else or hallucination? Because to be fair, that specific hooded man, Clive was the only one who saw it. And back at the Phoenix Gate ruins, he seemed to be inclined towards thinking that he was blaming everything, including him thinking that he killed Joshua, on the hooded man. So maybe that was really a hallucination? Priming. Priming does not require a continual draw on the ether. It is rather maintained by the constant channeling of vast quantities of ether imbued within the Dominant's own body. This allows Dominants to remain primed even when they enter the etherless deadlands, but also results in the crystal's curse taking a heavy toll on them with every act of priming. Well, if we're all gonna die anyway, might as well keep priming. Airship. The men and women of the present day are wont to repurpose these ruins for their own uses. Both the village of Lostwing and Clive's hideaway in Benumir, being built around the wreckage of a fallen airship. Slave masters, those who own and manage bearer slaves. A bearer must always obey the orders of his or her master. What do you mean, must always? What does that mean? And are largely forbidden from acting independently, even from speaking without express permission. When it is necessary to relinquish supervision of a bearer, such as when dispatching one on an errand, masters will often affix the emblem of their house or business to the slave's clothing, that they are not mistaken for an escapee. But what does must always obey mean though? Because bearers have magic. They can use it. They can rebel. They don't have to listen to anything anyone says. Not really. Vessel. A name that the being known as Ultima gives to Clive. It appears to be synonymous with mythos. Mythos, the name by which Ultima addresses Clive. It appears to be his title for the vessel for limitless power, that he means to make of the young Lord Marquess. But to what end he requires such a thing, only Ultima knows. Ultima wants me. So Joshua, trying to prevent him from getting me, became the vessel himself? Well, he sucked him in. I assume that's what being a vessel is all about.
You are always welcome, Clive.
But for some reason, he still doesn't want to show himself. And if we go back to like a, oh, is it a different timeline kind of thing? Maybe it's because if an older Joshua from a different timeline shows himself, that would break the universe. But yeah, I really don't think... I don't know. I don't really know what I think. I just feel like it probably isn't timeline hopping and stuff. That seems kind of crazy. He must have his own reasons for not showing himself.
Not back a blink and you're already off solving everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
Thank you.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it.
Oh, that's right.
To be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Not a Stolas. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
Right. Clive doesn't have the brand anymore.
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
They make it sound like he's passing? For a non-branded person, but I don't think he's passing. I can still see it clearly on the cheek. A big scar. But I guess people are assuming it's just a random scar, not a brand. Oh, I thought they might have been like burning it off or something, but Taria apparently Using a scalpel? That sounds painful. Glad to hear it worked out though.
Once the hall's swept, it's over to the Tavern Crown for me.
Still smitten with the serving girl, are you? She's a fair one, all right.
Wait, so this means that we can go outside and people won't treat me like a branded bearer immediately? It's still kind of really obvious to me though. Oh, hey Jill. What's up?
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
Here's my Stolas. Hi, buddy. Reading table. Reports, letters, other important missives addressed to Clive are here. New messages are always arriving, so check back regularly. The Republic's play. The Republican army marches on the Empire at Twinside, and the men of the Rock, Hugo's personal guard, have been summoned to the front. Something big is brewing, I reckon. I'll see you're done to wear upon my return. Gav. Gav lost an eye.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kupka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance. The one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
No.
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Oh.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would
they
be
know.
a pity to waste such a precious gift.
I thought they didn't know it was Joshua. With the feather.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does.
Even Joshua's gotten older by now. How old was he 5 years ago? 23?
To a world without Mothercrystals. To sit.
Hold on, in that conversation just now? Do I have time to talk? Let's wait. Actually, you know what? I will really quickly just stop here. Am I to understand that, you know how earlier I was wondering, can Jill actually prime? That conversation was basically saying that, well, first of all, the big revelation is that Clive still doesn't have very good control over Ifrit. He can't call on him whenever he wants, unlike Sid, who I think was pretty comfortable with priming. And so there have been situations where we needed a Eikon's power, but since Clive couldn't summon anything, the duty fell to Jill instead. That's my understanding of what that conversation said. Which is to say that Jill probably has pretty good control over priming then, at least better than Clive. Okay. Oh, while we're here anyway. Joshua Rossfield, dominant of the Phoenix and former heir of the ducal throne. Joshua was thought to have died, but no. He somehow survived. Appearing before his brother once more some 13 years later in the inner sanctum of Drake's head, and saving Clive from Ultima's advances by calling upon the power of the Phoenix to seal that being within himself. I feel like that's gotta be bad for him. The attendant, companion and protector of Joshua Rossfield. She's loyal and dangerous, her blade is ever at the ready for any who might mean her master ill, and her tonics ever at hand to heal the sickly prince's hurts. Joshua calls her by the name Jote, but it is unclear whether this is her true name or another pseudonym. Alright. They are in the Northern Territories, a bitterly cold corner of Storm's most northerly reaches, the loose collection of nations that sprang up around the region's erstwhile Mothercrystal. Drake's Eye. Oh, that's new. Haven't heard of this one before. Were united and pacified by Archduke Elwyn Rossfield of Rosaria in the year 854. However, in the years following Rosaria's annexation by the Empire, a combination of both the Blight's inexorable advance and Sam Breck's lack of interest in the territories has only worked to quicken the area's destabilization. Suddenly got distracted into reading there.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more.
Do we have to destroy the Mothercrystals, Joshua?
The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
What are you doing, Joshua? More importantly, what do you need me to do? I'll do whatever. Just say the word.